Welcome to the Women's Business Report. I'm Sue McCarthy. Renee Allen is on assignment. Women's Business Report features 4 incredible women business owners. You will find their stories compelling, heartwarming, and inspirational. We will proudly introduce you to these 4 wonderful women after this message from our supporters.
When I think back on my day, I'm so thankful I used Catering by Uptown. They gave me the wedding of my dreams. Catering by Uptown handled everything. The food was amazing, and people are still talking about it. They are so much more than a catering company. Their venues are absolutely stunning. They want your wedding day to be as perfect as they want their daughter's wedding day to be. That day is a day I will never forget. It was perfect. I would definitely recommend Catering by Uptown.
Welcome back to Women's Business Report. Our next business executive is a third-generation banker. Industrial Bank of Washington was founded over 80 years ago. Patricia Mitchell is Executive Vice President of Strategic Programs and continues the legacy of serving the community.
Industrial Bank was started in 1934 by Jesse Mitchell because blacks did not have a place where they could borrow. Hi, I am Patricia Mitchell, Executive Vice President of Industrial Bank, and this is my grandfather, Jesse Mitchell. He started the branch at 11th and U, and that was the mecca for black intellectuals, where they did business, where they enjoyed nightlife during the 30s, 40s, and 50s. The baton was passed to my father, B. Doyle Mitchell Sr. He remained president and chairman until his death in 1993. My brother is currently president.
I'd like to congratulate Ms. Patricia Mitchell of Industrial Bank for over 80 years of a legacy of service with one of the greatest banks in the country. My name is Lance London. I've been with Industrial Bank for over 15 years, and I'm here to tell you, they've definitely worked with my company, and I've watched my company with the association to Industrial Bank grow immensely.
We have 8 locations, 6 in the district and 2 in Prince George's County. Today we're at our Anacostia Gateway location here at Martin Luther King and Good Hope Road. We are a full service bank. We do loans, commercial real estate, church loans, residential loans, all different types of loans. We do a lot of work in the community. I'm very proud of all the work that we do in the community. We work with the Collective Empowerment Group, which is a group of churches in the district in Prince George's County. We work with Operation Hope and do a lot of financial literacy and financial empowerment with the seniors, as well as the United Planning Organization. We spend countless hours at schools and work in the Ethiopian community.
At Industrial Bank, we are really all about access to capital. And as a commercial loan officer, I get to be on the front end of that. We are very focused on providing loans to small businesses, to women-owned small businesses, to other minority businesses, and we'll certainly utilize any number of available programs to assist us in making loans to businesses, such as those offered by the Small Business Administration. We're in fact a preferred lender with the SBA, and it's allowed us to help a number of folks. A government contractor who was on the verge of winning a new contract and wanted to ramp up and get prepared for those costs and needed a line of credit. We were able to use an SBA loan program for that. A licensed clinical social worker in Prince George's County who had been renting office space to see patients, see clients, was able to buy a building with some financing we provided through an SBA loan program, and now she has a place for her clients to come of her own, and as well as a space to train other licensed social workers. So we take advantage of those opportunities to help small businesses, and that's something that everyone in the bank is about. Patricia Mitchell will frequently be out and give me a call and say, hey, Maria, you call this woman. I talked to her. She just needs some information. She's not ready to apply yet, but I told her that, she should talk to us at Industrial and just hear about the process, find out what it'll take to get ready. And we'll do that. There doesn't have to be an application or a need right then. Sometimes it's just information, because we recognize that one piece of access to capital is understanding how to go about it and how to prepare yourself to apply.
40 years after the bank started, we had our first woman on the board of directors. And since that time, we've had many women on the board of directors and in senior level positions. My father's right hand was Mrs. Massey Fleming, and she was the executive vice president and the CEO of the bank for over 20 years. But there's still not a lot of women in senior level positions in banking. When I went to a bank holding seminar of senior level positions, of senior level officers in 1993, in a room of 100, there were only 6 women, and people wanted to know, well, who brought their secretaries? And although that's been 20 years, there are still not a lot of women. More women are CEOs than in previous decades, but that's an area where there is plenty of room to grow.
You're a woman in business, whether you're thinking about starting your own business, you've been in business for a while, you're about to take to the next level, you're going to win this contract and you just know it and you need some additional funding to get you there. Come and see us. Call me. We're happy to share information. We're happy to guide you through the process that's involved in getting that capital, that funding that's going to help you to grow your business. That's what we're all about in Industrial Bank, and we're invested in seeing other women businesses grow and reach their full potential as well.
It's always great when we look around ourselves and we see ourselves honoring women in business, if you will. In this country, women's had it so hard, and now to give them the glory and the respect, it's super exciting to me. And see a great woman like Miss Patricia Mitchell be honored, it does my heart well. Look at what she's done. Look at what Industrial Bank has done. I just want to say thank you and congratulations.
When Dolly Oberoi grew up in India teaching in her mom's school, she knew that technology could bridge the digital divide. With $200 in a backpack, she came to America. Now, her award-winning company, C² Technologies, has 5 locations in Virginia and Oklahoma. Her over 400 employees speak 26 languages and are from 14 nationalities. Here is a look at Dolly and her amazing staff.
Hi, I'm Dolly Oberoi. I'm the CEO of C² Technologies. So everybody asked me how I got excited about this industry and how I got into this business. Well, this goes back a long ways. When I was a young woman growing up in India, I was teaching the first generation of learners in my mom's school. And I realized that I could teach all I wanted, but these folks had never left their homes. They were growing up in little shanty towns, and they couldn't relate to the rest of the universe. So I thought, what a great idea it would be to bridge the gap between these young children and the rest of the world through technology. So, of course, I set out on my journey. I had an epiphany that I could look for technology, bring it to India, and connect these kids to the rest of the universe. So that's what brought me to the United States. I came as a tourist with $200 and a backpack, but glint in my eyes because I wanted to look for technology. But, what is technology? I had never even seen a computer.
Working with C² is like being part of a family. We all know each other, we rely on each other, we all have the same goal and the same value, and that value is really a consumer or customer focus. We're good at what we do, we're allowed to be good at what we do because we don't have to be focused on other things. We've got an incredible support team at C².
Once I came to the United States, I talked to several friends. I ended up going to Boston, where I visited some of the premier universities who were demonstrating how computers could be used to bring education to the desktops, to the people's homes, which is now, of course, a dream come true today. But in 1984, it was still a hope and a desire and something that may or may never come true.
C² Technologies was founded on the qualities of innovation and excellence. Hi, I'm Dara Nicholls, and I'm Vice President of Federal Training Solutions here at C-Squared Technologies. Every employee here, regardless of their role, is expected to exhibit those qualities in their everyday work life. And because of that, it's a great place to work because we're members of a common team, all pulling for the same mission, the mission of developing award-winning products and services for our customers.
I applied to schools, I got very excited. I applied to schools, I got accepted and learned about integrating technology in education. Well, then I went back to my country and I was very excited about transferring technology, but they were not ready. Everybody laughed at me and said, yeah, right, technology, we've never seen a computer. Go back, do whatever you were doing, and then come back in 20 years. Well, who knew that India would lead in technology someday?
My name's Melinda Ben Lemley. I'm a senior program manager here at C-Squared, and I'm in the human capital group. And I really like working at this company primarily because of the size and the culture. We're just the right size, not too big that we can't collaborate across some of the solution areas that we provide, but we're not so small that we don't have the resources to implement our solutions. Being privately held, we really get that feeling of a family-owned business. The doors are open. We often collaborate in our offices or central spaces and think up ideas, and Dolly really likes to promote that kind of creative, innovative environment. And a lot of companies say that, but you can really see it happening here.
Well, I came back and I found myself out of a job here because people were not ready even here for technology. They talk Apple computers had given computers to schools, but the schools didn't never use them. They had never even unboxed those computers. So what was I going to do with technology in education? So I started my own consulting practice. I was not about to give up. I started talking to government customers, commercial customers, about how they could train their employees using technology. For example, when people are in remote locations, you can't always send the trainers to the trainees. So how about taking the training to the trainers, to the learners through technology?
My name is Sheena Gill, and I'm General Counsel with C-Squared Technologies. I've been here for about 3 years, but I've known Dolly Oberoi for several years as she's been a mentor figure for me. Every attribute that I saw in her, I've seen her implement here firsthand at C-Squared Technologies. Creativity, innovation, leadership, and special attention to diversity. I have been remarkably pleased with the representation of women in the management team and in the senior leadership team. There is ample opportunity to be successful here professionally.
The way I think, because I come from Asia, is not the same way somebody thinks if they come from Latin America or from Africa or from the United States. So we have over 26 languages spoken, 14 different nationalities in our company.
สุธาทิพย์สร้อยท้วมค่ะเริ่มต้นทำงานบริษัทนี้มา 16 กว่าปีแล้วค่ะเริ่มต้นที่พนักงานต้อนรับจนมาถึงอยู่ด้านวิเคราะห์การเงินค่ะ Hi, my name is Suthatip Soituam. I'm doing some voiceover in Thai.
One of the most exciting parts of this entrepreneurial journey has been to assemble a talented team of people. And one of the things that I pride myself in is always looking for a diverse workforce. Not diversity for the sake of diversity, but the diversity of ideas, of thought, of process. Everybody brings something different to the table.
This is a fun place to work. You get to work with intellectuals here, and I have a great boss who always encourages us to, do better. And they really appreciate the work we do over here.
We have developed over 7,000 solutions over the last 25 years because of this wonderful, talented, and diverse workforce. So we really pride ourselves in bringing the talented team to the table first to meet our customers' missions.
Michelle Wiseman knew at an early age that she wanted to be a mortician. Like most women featured on Women's Business Report, Michelle owns a business in a typically male-dominated industry. Her unusual yet professional approach to her craft gives comfort and relief to families at a very tragic time.
My name is Stewart C. Stevens, Sr. I met the Wiseman on July the 4th, 2013, when I lost my wife of 55 years. The Wiseman was called and they came to my house at the time when we was in a very bad condition. As far as I just had lost my wife after the 55 years. My whole family was there. She passed in the living room, and all of the family was there. I have 4 sons and 2 daughters. And we were in pretty bad shape until Mrs. Wiseman came and kind of calmed us down. And she explained everything to us perfectly. She told us what she could do and how she could do it, and we agreed to do that, and she did just that. Her work was impeccable.
Hello, my name is Reese Wiseman. I am owner and principal mortician of Wiseman Funeral Home in Clinton, Maryland. We're a full-service funeral care provider. We specialize in earth burial, cremation, memorial services, national and international shipping of human remains. Welcome to my world.
I'm Charles Edward Sellman, and I met the Wisemans in February of 2014. I lost my father-in-law, and we were looking for funeral directors, and we were referred, and we called the Wisemans, and they said, you know, we can make this easy on you. We can come out to your residence. And we said that was great. And they came out, and they met with the family, and they made things extremely easy on the family.
When people find out that I'm a mortician, of course they're very curious, and they always want to know, Michelle, how did you become a mortician, and why would you pick this field? And I always tell them that it's just, it's almost like a calling. It's a ministry for me, and it's very natural. It's a very beautiful science, and something that I really enjoy doing.
When we came to the viewing, we were just shocked to see how well my wife looked, how she was prepared. She looked like a doll laying there that Ms. Wiseman, the organization, them had did such wonderful work. And I promised Ms. Wiseman and her husband that if anybody ever passed in my family, including myself, that we would be there. And they are the best people that I've met out of all of the services that I had to go through with.
She had a wide range of arrangements. I mean, she made us actually feel at home in our own home. And the whole family was just so calm, you know, during that time. And she went over everything, and she covered all bases. After, you know, a meeting with her, she covered the burial arrangements, the repast, everything. We did not have to leave the house for anything. And that was just so comforting during that time, because everybody was grieving, mourning, and she just had everything perfect.
When people think of morticians, generally they think of the old-fashioned type of older man, the older gentleman that might be doing this work. And I like to think of myself as the new Jack, the new generation mortician. Statistics show that right now in the field of mortuary science, over 57% of the enrollment in the universities to be morticians are females. So we've come to a new generation now where females are actually caring for families in a very unique way. I think that we bring in a warmth in the industry, a gentleness and a kindness, an attention to detail that's really different from days past.
I lost my mom 25 years ago, and that was extremely hard on my wife and I because we made the arrangements. And I wish we had met the Wisemans during that period, because what we went through then versus what we did in February with my father-in-law, it was just dramatic. It was just so easy. And she is so confident to the family and the needs of the family.
My wife was an excellent homemaker. She taking care of the family. She taking care of me. She was a wonderful, wonderful person. And it hurt so bad that when we lost her, we had to find somebody that we knew could do a beautiful job. And Miss Wiseman, she came to the house, explained everything to us, and we signed the contract. She did a beautiful job. The job was impeccable. It was so that when we came to the viewing, We couldn't believe our eyes. We came into the funeral home, crying, sad, but when we seen my wife, everybody just said, oh, Lord, look at this. They had fixed her up so good. She looked like a doll laying there.
My goal in life is, of course, to continue the profession, to train up very well-trained men and women in the field of mortuary science. This particular field has in itself a very unique set of skills, something that's very distinct from any other profession in the whole world. I'm very proud to be a part of the wonderful world of mortuary science. And so not only am I gratified in caring for loved ones and people that they leave behind, but I'm also gratified when I can teach the craft effectively, the proper care and handling of human remains. So that's one of the things that I'd like to leave a legacy that reflects teaching. I'd like to leave a deposit in the earth of little morticians that have been trained well to do this with every ounce of integrity and ethics as I've been trained to do.
Thank you for tuning into Women's Business Report. I'm Sue McCarthy. Most of the women featured on Women's Business Report are in traditionally male-dominated industries. Necole Parker, CEO of the Elocen Group, is no exception. She ventures in construction and is well regarded amongst her peers. She recently graced the cover of Black Enterprise magazine and was honored by the U.S. Small Business Administration.
Hello, Women's Business Report. My name is Necole Parker, the Chief Executive Officer of the Elocen Group.
Hi, I'm Antonio Das. I'm the District Director for the U.S. Small Business Administration's Washington Metropolitan Area District Office. And today we're at Elocen Group to celebrate the naming of Necole Parker, CEO, as the Small Business Person of the Year for the Washington, D.C. office of the U.S. Small Business Administration.
Today was a great day. It was a monumental day for me. I'm very excited to be selected as Washington, D.C.'s SBA District Office here in Washington, D.C., the 2015 Small Business Person of the Year. Very excited.
Necole is being recognized as a Small Business Person of the Year by virtue of the outstanding record that she has compiled as the CEO of Elocen Group. What she has demonstrated is that by working progressively at seeking business, taking advantage of SBA resource programs and opportunities, that she's been able to really grow her business, move it to a whole nother level.
The Elocen Group is a construction and project management firm where we focus on 4 key areas, which is construction management, information technology, design, and facilities and logistics.
When we look at making these awards, we're looking at how a company has been able to generate growth in its operations and the way it's been able to increase business opportunities for itself, as well as creating employment opportunities for those people who need jobs.
I thought this company was successful when I knew I could give other people opportunities who didn't think that they could reach those opportunities or reach the goals that they wanted to reach, because I often saw myself in them in the past when I didn't think I could reach goals, or when I was denied promotion passovers or told no as a woman in construction. And so to be able to turn those no's into next opportunities and show my staff and my employees.
Working with a female CEO is the most amazing experience that I've had so far, because actually all of my professional experiences have been working for male CEOs, as architecture is an industry that is heavily dominated by white males, and as a double minority in the profession, working with someone who looks like me, who has experiences similar to me, and who also encourages me, makes a big difference in terms of me wanting to do that much better.
Anyone would love to work for Elocen because of our corporate culture. We're one big family. Everyone works very hard, but it is not done in vain. Everything you do is appreciated from the top to the bottom. No one is bigger than anyone else. We all share the same goals, and that's just to do great work, wonderful work ethic, and do the best thing that we can do.
The culture here at the Elocen Group is one of a small family or a close-knit family. We care genuinely about one another. We care genuinely about the work that we do here. And as a result, we work very, very well as a team, which is key in making sure that we serve our clients successfully.
The Elocen Group was birthed in 2007 after working 14 years in a male-dominated construction industry. As a female, I was denied many promotion passovers and often told, a woman in construction, that's not your job and you can't do it. So I took my nose and turned those into next opportunities and decided to launch the company. And from that, I grew organically.
Nicole and I first met in 2005. She hired me to take on a project that she was working on in New Orleans. It was post-Katrina, and we were traveling down to restore an office building that had been damaged rather heavily.
Where we traveled to many dangerous and condemned areas, trying to help with that rebuilding of the city itself, and meeting so many people who had lost family members to the hurricane.
I'm quite proud of the results. There were roughly 600 people dislodged as a result of the storm that worked in this office, and we were able to get them all back and functioning in relatively short order.
One of my most proudest moments is launching the Nicole Parker Foundation, which is very dear to my heart. It's an advocacy framework for African American males who grew up in a single parent environment. I was that mother who raised an African American male out of college.
At the Small Business Administration, we're very interested in helping to create a strong, vibrant economy based on small businesses, and the Elocen Group is a prime example of what is possible when certain things come together. Outstanding leadership by a CEO, and taking advantage again of programs that we have like SCORE and our 8A program.
Just to be able to grace the cover of Black Enterprise, this monumental moment as a small business owner, know that this can be you. Think outside of your comfort zone, thinking out of the box. Be able to take that passion within you and that vision and move forward and have the momentum to keep going no matter what. Stay the course. Don't give up. I encourage you, start today.
We would like to thank our sponsors, including Catering by Uptown. Our next show will be seen Sunday, August 30th at 4:30 p.m. right here on News Channel 8. If you have a business that you would like to be considered, please send us an email to info@womensbusinessreport.com. For Women's Business Report, I'm Sue McCarthy.